this lump. This, I'm not sure what it is. It's a growth here on my finger, and it's like a blister. But the first few days I tried to pop it. It didn't want to stop bleeding. Hi guys. Today I've got Sally and Timmy. Yeah. So today I'd like to talk to you about a time when, well, this was actually in the period of lockdown in the last few years. One of the periods of lockdown, and I had this problem with my finger. I was walking with Betty, and she kept, as dogs do, they just tap you on your hand, as like with their nose, or they might nibble at you or something as I was walking. And then I saw my finger and it was bleeding. I thought, what the hell is that? She just bit me. So I went to dry it up, and I realized I couldn't dry it up. It was like constantly bleeding. It was like not a cyst, like a how do you call it? Like a blister, yeah, like a blood blister on my finger near my nail. And I thought, what's that? So I put a bandage over it, and it was still bleeding. So then I put a how do you call it? Band-aid around it. And so the next day, 2 days after, I took it off, still bleeding, like fresh blood. I thought, what's this? A cut that never stops bleeding. Like, it's really weird. So after a few days, I actually I went to see my doctor, and I had to have the mask on and everything. And I said, I've got like a wound that doesn't stop bleeding. So as soon as she saw it on my finger, she said, oh, that's granuloma. And she said, well, you need to have an operation for that. I thought, oh my God. And so I went back home all worried, and I thought, granuloma, that doesn't sound good. Like, it sounds like a bloody, I don't know, like cancer or something. Oma, Oma resembles, I don't know, sarcoma, or those kind of words that are linked to cancer or tumors, So then, I went back home and I checked. There's some videos that actually show the operation. They have to tighten to stop the blood flow, tighten like the base of the finger, tighten it up to stop, to restrict the blood flow, because then they're going to operate. And then they cut it, they cut that thing, and I think they cauterize it, because you can't sew it. You have to cauterize it with, I think, what did they use? Some kind of ice or something really, really cold, or they have to burn it, and obviously it's going to make a scar, but that's how they fix it. It has to be operated on, because what happens is the cells that are supposed to, your skin is supposed to create, the wound is supposed to heal up. Those cells don't work anymore, and they don't heal. So it wasn't like a tumor or anything like that. But that's really scary. Like, something that doesn't stop bleeding. So basically, I had to have a bandage over it, but it kept bleeding. So you have to have an operation, right? But because it was during COVID, I had to wait for, and obviously the NHS. I had to wait about until I actually saw the skin specialist, what they call dermatologist. I had to wait. I'm not sure if it was 8 months or a year. Like that, this thing is bloody bleeding all the time. That's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. You've got something that doesn't stop bleeding, and you have to wait that long. Okay, fair enough. It was COVID, but a period of COVID. But I could have got an infection or something like that, and then they would have seen me at the hospital and then cut my finger off or whatever. It's ridiculous, the NHS is true. You get what you pay for. NHS is free, but it's for some things it's rubbish, absolute rubbish. For mental health, it's absolutely terrible. So I'm hoping that when I can earn, now I can earn some money. Unfortunately, you have to see a psychotherapist, a paid one, and not a very expensive one, but you have to pay for it to get proper treatment. And I've never done that because I've never had a lot of money. And the times when I did have more money, I thought, I don't need it, because I was taking medication. The drugs make you feel good or normal, so you think you're okay, you don't need any help. Well, anyway, what happened was I fixed my own problem. And the way I did it is through alchemy. Okay? All right, this is going to be an interesting story. If any of you guys get this granuloma, I'm not telling you to do what I did, because I'll explain afterwards what the doctor said. But the doctor said, oh, it could have turned out really, really badly. You could have gotten an infection, but I didn't. So this is in no way advice. I'm not a doctor. This is not medical advice. So don't do what I did. All I'm saying is I'm telling you the story of what I did. Okay, so just for information purposes only, okay? But I can guarantee you, I can say I cured my problem. The doctor said you cannot fix this, only if you have an operation. But I was right. So sometimes doctors, they can be wrong, because they're taught a certain set of, I don't know, information, knowledge. But if it goes out of that knowledge base, they don't know. So they'll say, sorry, it can't be fixed. It's incurable. It's incurable because allopathic medicine says it's incurable. But if there's something outside of allopathic medicine, then they don't know. So the fact is, it's not incurable. It's only incurable in the eyes of allopathic medicine, or whatever the doctors have been taught. Okay, usually I do agree with the doctors, but I had no choice. So basically I had to fix this problem myself, otherwise I was going to get some bloody infection or something. I was waiting for months and months. It's bad enough as it is, but then because of COVID, I had to wait even longer. And what I did is I fixed my problem well before they called me. So then I was thinking, bloody hell, I could have waited all this time. I would have had to wait all that time, between 8 months and 12 months. And then finally when they called me, I didn't even want to go. But then I thought, I'm going to go and tell them how I fixed my problem. When I told them, you would have thought that they'll be amazed. They think, oh wow, this is so good. This is incredible. No. They said to me, well, you were lucky. You could have made your problem worse. You could have had an infection. I could have bloody had an infection from a sore that was bleeding for bloody 8 months, for a year, constantly bleeding. Instead of being happy and praising me, they actually said, well, you took a risk. Well, wouldn't I have taken a risk again if this thing was bleeding for 8 months constantly? Anyway, sorry, So how did I fix my problem? Okay, I used an alchemical method to create a medicine. Okay, so what I used is apple cider vinegar. I didn't put apple cider vinegar on it. What I did is I concentrated the apple, not only concentrated it, but made it into a kind of oil. So I'll tell you the method, but although I'll tell you this method, this is not a medical. I'm not telling you to do this. So if you do it, then it's you do it at your own risk, okay? Because you could actually get an infection from this, according to what the doctors told me. Okay, so what the way I did it is I took apple cider vinegar, which is 5% acid, and I concentrated that acid to make it, I don't know, 50, 67, or whatever percent acid, and then I concentrated it even more by evaporating it, and it became like an oil. So it must have been super potent, a super saturated solution of, you know, whatever compounds are inside apple cider vinegar. And I use the apple cider vinegar that has the mother in it. So it has the bottom of the bottle has like a cloudy substance. So it's not all clear, okay? So you take the apple cider vinegar and you put it into like an Evian bottle, like a plastic bottle, and you put the apple cider vinegar in the freezer. After a day or two, you take it out and you'll see that it's all frozen, right? You put it up, you open the bottle, you put it upside down, and you let it drip. Now, the solution that drips has more acid inside it. So this is the bottle. You open it, and this will be all frozen. You let it drip into into a glass. The solution that drops will be brown, and what's left over here will be kind of clear, almost clear. It will have some color, but it will be clear. So this will taste really, really acidy, and this will taste slightly acidy. So you can keep this, and you can use it in salads or whatever. And so then what you do is you take this, and you put it into the bottle again, and you close it, and you freeze it again. So then the next day or after 2 days, you do the same process. You let the concentrated solution drop out. Then you have a smaller amount of frozen. Basically, you have water there. So this solution has been concentrated 2 times. So I did it 3 or 4 times. It's called the freeze thaw method, where you concentrate vinegar or a substance. So when I had this substance in a small container, then what I did is I left it out to evaporate even more. So the rest of the water evaporates. You don't have to put anything warm underneath, especially if it's the summertime. Eventually, after a few days, you will get the solution will become thick and kind of sticky, like oily, like not a resin, but like that. And so what I used to do is I put it, say the spot is here, I would put it onto the spot. It would burn like hell. And then wrap it round. And the first few days it really did burn. So the finger's here, and it burnt, like I felt a burn going all the way down my hand here, internally inside, all the way to roughly about here. It was a tingling kind of burning sensation. So whatever is in this elixir that I made actually went inside, and you can feel it. I can feel it slightly. I suppose I took a risk because it could infect. So after about a few days, about a week, I took it off, and voila, it was gone. So what actually happened is not magical. what actually happened is the acid is so much acid it cauterized that area. So basically, if you go back to the operation, it does the same thing that the operation does. So it seals off, where those cells that are not working. It sealed them off. It created a lining, and it just sealed it off, and it healed. The body knows how to heal once that the defect hasn't been has been corrected, or you found a way to stop the bleeding at least, and then the body deals with it another way, will bypass that problem and try and. But you can see my hands, nothing. Look, where's the problem? It's gone completely. Can you see anything? Nope. Normal, completely normal. And so so after between 8 months and 12 months, I got the letter. So I went to the dermatologist, and they said, "Oh, what happened? Because it's impossible. This can't go away. You need an operation." And I explained to them, I said, "Oh, well, I've got an alchemical." As soon as I said that, their eyes rolled. And you can see them like wanting to look at their mobile phone. They're not interested at all. So I explained what I did. And it was an Indian doctor. She said, "Oh, well, you took a big risk because that could have caused an infection, and you would have had to go to the hospital." Well, even if that's true, right? I don't think it would have been good waiting all those months and having to change this plaster like every bloody day. And, some within, in that period of 8 months, some dirt could have gotten inside. I could have got an infection anyway. And imagine all the stress of waiting for 8 to 12 months. I fixed it in 3 days, 3 or 4, say less than a week. So they weren't too pleased, because they think they're above it all, and anybody that gives them any new information, they feel, I don't know, they feel superior to everyone, like as if that they're the only ones who can help people, who can know anything. Anybody who Everybody else who thinks they can help, or has an idea, or has a potential solution to a problem, they, I don't know. Especially if you use the word alchemy, they think, "Oh, bloody hell, caveman chemistry," right? You know, I had the vibe that they know everything, and they don't want to listen to anybody. I can't believe it. I fixed my problem. The internet, on the internet, and I would have thought that their study, that what they're taught is basically that you this can't be fixed, and you need an operation. And some guy comes along and shows you that you don't need an operation, and doesn't say anything. They don't say anything like, "Oh, what a wonderful thing! Oh, that's really strange. That's interesting." No, they just say, "Well, you know, you could have caused an infection, and it's not advisable." All right, okay, okay, all right then. There's no scar on my hands. There would have been a scar maybe, and I'm fine now. Well, anyway, that's my story, my granuloma story, and how I fixed it. And it's just for like information purposes. You don't do this, just do your own study and your own research into this. I hope you guys have a nice day, and because we're talking about health and disease, I wish all of you have wonderful health, both physical and mental, and I wish you all the best. Even the trolls, I really wish you the best as well, because it's sad, because you don't really know me. If you met me, you would say, "Oh, that bloke's not such a lazy bum. He's all right, But I don't know. And for all of you who say, "Oh, I love you, thank you very much," I get some some say, "Oh, I love you, Gerald." So I say, "All right, back. Oh, I love you too." I don't know what to say. Thank you very much for your love, support, and advice and comments. I'm sorry, it's getting really difficult to reply to comments. I've seen some of the big YouTubers, they never reply to comments. I understand now why. Not that I'm a big YouTuber, but the more videos you put out, the more comments you have to reply to. It gets so draining. Like my eyes for the last 4 days of hurt. I've had to lie down in a blackened room, get headaches and twitches in my eyes. So I won't be able to maybe comment, which is sad. So I'll see anyway. If I can help people because then I have to create less videos, maybe 1 or 2 videos a week. I'll see what I can do anyway. Right, thank you very much. And if you comment, thank you very much for commenting. I'm sorry if I can't, or if I don't reply. Sometimes I just put the heart, I see the comment, I put the heart and a like, but I don't reply because I'm just too tired. My eyes really hurt to look at the screen. But I do appreciate what you say. And I'll try to acknowledge what you say by hearting and putting a like on. If I don't, it's maybe because I didn't have any time and I was doing other things. But I thank you for all the comments that you send me, or you're going to send me in the future. Thank you very much. Oh, and thank you for the people who have donated. So, yeah, so it can help with the dogs. Timmy and Betty are the most important ones because they have the problems. And I think what I should do is, once I can make money, maybe I can sell some books, make some PDFs and get a website. I should put aside money every week for the dogs, or pay into some like vet insurance. But for 6 dogs, if they can insure the pack and make it cheaper for me, I might do that. Okay, thanks guys for listening, and speak to you guys another time. Have a nice day, evening, or whatever. Bye.
Combing your hair with your hand gives me feelings I don't understand. Combing your hair with your hand gives me feelings I don't understand. You do this thing when you're biting your lip, it's driving me crazy just looking at it. You know me better than I know myself, I don't wanna live in a world without you.